This movie follows kinda the events of the second movie with the cops covering up the thing. Even though I'm pretty sure in the end of the movie they weren't gonna cover it up. In the first one anyway, but I watched it like a month ago. And the mom is in a mental hospital now because she believes the doll is real, but since he's a kid, they just presume it's an overactive imagination or whatever, so he gets sent to a foster home. He eventually gets a family. Two parents, obviously, a mom and a dad, and a foster sister named Kyle, who's in and out of foster homes. Which is what ends up happening to Andy in the third movie. But that's not a big spoiler, it's just something they say in like the very beginning of the movie when we see him. The first person Chucky reveals himself to is this guy he kills in the car. That will be important later in my review of the third movie. Anyways, since I already watched both of these back to back, I didn't review them until I was done watching the second and third one. Now, back to the movie. Obviously, he starts getting presumed he's crazy. He gets in trouble with a teacher at school, which is the first time we've seen Andy at school. The first movie, he just went to school and it focused on the mom while he was at school. Then we saw him after he was already out of school. Well, teacher gets "fuck you, bitch" written on her paper, and obviously she thinks it's Andy. He tries to blame the doll. She locks him in the room by himself, and then Chucky goes crazy when Chucky kills her. This is never mentioned again. Later they mention, hey, the teacher called and said Andy was bad and wrote cuss words on the paper. But that's it. The teachers never reported murdered or anything. They just forget about her. It's very weird, to say the least. Eventually the dad gets killed. The mom blames her, blames the kid, and he gets sent away. And then Chucky has to kill the mom and convinces Kyle, by threats obviously, to take him to Andy, where we get a sexist joke. Only one. In the third movie, there's a lot of them. But this one, eventually she tries to get Chucky, by using his own words against him. He wants her to go faster, even though earlier they kind of state how he can't. Like, he's like, go faster when the cops are following her, and she's like, dream on, this is a station wagon. And he goes, fuck, pull over then. Yet later, he's like, go faster, and she's like, okay. And then she goes faster. It's very weird. But then, obviously, he gets, thrown out of the window because he's a fucking doll, so he weighs like nothing. And, also the fact he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And he goes, women drivers. It's pretty stupid. Eventually, they end up defeating him in a good guy factory with all the other dolls. And that's it. It's a pretty anticlimactic movie. It's nowhere near as good as the first one. Though the first one, I still didn't absolutely love it like a lot of people. But this movie definitely lacks. It's a decent enough sequel. And at least it kind of follows the previous characters and explains why the mom isn't in the movie. And yeah, that's about it.